This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Brandon Andrus Green.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live. Are you in need of a cybersecurity IT company? Well, one might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Kristopher Wilson with Wardriver Security. Hey, Kristopher, how's it going, brother?
It's going fantastic. How are you?
Doing so well, man. We're so excited to learn all about you and your business. Tell us about Wardriver Security.
So Wardriver Security, the story behind it is, in my experience in the field, what I've noticed is a lot of companies and small businesses realize they need IT and security, but they panic and get anything and everything they can under the sun, including, multiple IT and cybersecurity solutions. But the problem is, just because you get these solutions and you have them installed, just open box, doesn't truly mean that you are secure and actually have that security. So you're spending all this money for these solutions, but they're not configured. So you're still significantly vulnerable, and that's where Wardriver Security comes in. Wardriver Security is built to be completely honest, transparent. We're not going to try and scare you with sales tactics into buying other things that you may not already need, that you may not need. So it's a full, transparent, honest approach. And if you don't need us anymore, then we did our job perfect. We don't want to lock you into a 1-year contract. We want to get in, find the issues, fix those issues, prove it's fixed, and that's our goal, and tell you how we fix those issues. So that way, as a business owner in the future, how things are set up, what we did, and have that full-fledged transparency.
So how did you get into this security IT line of work in the first place?
So I started out in the Army Reserves, in the Army National Guard as an infantryman, deployed to Afghanistan, enjoyed that, deployed here in the States whenever Hurricane Harvey hit, and went down to Texas, provided security, and really, really just tried to uplift the spirits of the Texans that were affected. From there, I transitioned over into the Army Reserves and got into IT. And as I was doing IT with Army Reserves, went to college, got my bachelor's in cybersecurity and information assurance, along with 15 cybersecurity and IT certifications. And then from there, pursued my master's degree in cybersecurity and information assurance, completed that, really enjoyed it. And from there, decided to push things a little bit further, and I want to help push the industry in cybersecurity. So now I am pursuing a PhD in offensive cyber engineering.
Nice. That's incredible. So what would you say are some of the myths or misconceptions people have about cybersecurity or simply protecting their business?
The biggest myth is, we're a small company. We don't necessarily need security because we're not going to be a huge target, which is completely not the truth. Small businesses are even more susceptible to falling for the phishing attacks, falling for attacks that lead to ransomware or account takeovers or things of that matter, because they don't have those security policies in place, or they haven't just built up their IT and cybersecurity posture due to many different reasons, whether misconceptions or unknown beliefs, whether it be, say, for example, we're too small, we're a mom and pop shop, we don't need cybersecurity right now, because who's going to attack a mom and pop shop? Right. Or it could also be that, we've got Microsoft Defender, so we're perfectly fine, which is, just one of the many different things. You may have the solutions in place, but if they're not configured correctly, it's like it's like owning a home and leaving all your doors and windows open.
Right. Yeah, it's nonsensical. So we know getting the word out is the heart of what helps people find you. Who would you say are your target customers and how do you attract them?
So my biggest target customers are the customers that really truly need cybersecurity. So we're talking clinics, small business, even streamers, like streamers that are on TikTok. There's been tons and multiple different accounts of swattings, if you're familiar with that.
Hmm.
That's
Sure.
something that I specialize in helping
Wow.
prevent or provide contingencies on. Um, those are my customers are the ones that truly need it and really, their main focus is running a business. You've got a business to run. Your last thought should be security. Well, it should also be your first thought, but hiring
Right.
your own in-house cybersecurity personnel to take care of that issue, it's expensive. And if you try to do it on your own, I'm just telling you right now, cybersecurity is a massive rabbit hole. I'm going, I've got a bachelor's and master's, tons of certifications, and it's changing so fast that
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to keep up with, especially with, AI being, the forefront of all of it.
Totally. Total game changer. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to stay on top of. So tell me, have you ever thought about doing your own podcasts?
Yes. So that's something that I've thought about doing and integrating into the company. My wife and I were talking about it one night, and we came up with the idea of cyber cruise. So the whole idea behind it is be cruising around in this project I've been working on in the last 2 years that went viral globally. Long story short, on that project, my car using its head unit. It's a 2021 Honda Civic Type R. Um, I realized that it runs on Android, and I have integrated my cybersecurity tools for offensive security, pen testing, and ethical hacking. Uh, I've integrated those tools into my car, and it's the first one documented and, to my knowledge, on the planet my car is capable of hacking, essentially. So that's where the whole foundation of war cybersecurity came about, because war driving is driving around neighborhoods or businesses or around town and looking for Wi-Fi signals, capturing packets, and pretty much capturing that communication and doing malicious things to it. So that's the whole concept behind Wardriver security and how the name came about. But yeah, we seriously thought about doing our own podcast, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good knowledge out there, and we're spearheading, part of the industry that's never been discussed about before.
Yeah, like you said, things are changing so rapidly. It'd be nice to have your expertise. So outside of work, what do you do for fun?
So outside of work, I do a lot with AI. So AI is also integrated into the business. So for the last 7 months now, if you've ever heard of agentic AI, so it's not your normal Chat GPT or Claude, where you go in the browser and you can ask questions and it'll give you answers. The AI I have currently 25 different AI models running in a Kali Linux virtual machine that are all capable of conducting pen tests, which is ethical hacking, finding the vulnerabilities, creating the reports, and then giving them to clients or friends. If I'm doing it for friends, but I do a lot of bug bounty hunting on multi-billion-dollar companies. Found some significant issues. So one of my biggest hobbies right now is doing bug bounties, and then working on the Wardriver project for the PhD, and really, really just trying to make that push into this part of cybersecurity that hasn't been quite explored yet.
So, Christopher, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Wardriver security.
Wardriver security, the whole foundation on it about Wardriver security is integrity, being transparent, and being completely honest, and not using scare tactics. Our goal is to find, fix, and prove that these issues were fixed. Not trying to scare you into staying with us or along those lines. We're here. We're not here to compete with other cybersecurity vendors. They're times a dozen. They're everywhere. We're not here to compete. We're here to set a new standard in how cybersecurity consulting is supposed to be handled.
So, how can our listeners learn more about Wardriver security?
So Wardriver security, you can view Wardriver security on our LinkedIn page. Got that posted up, a few days ago. Our company's still relatively new. We're little over a week old. So Facebook, we have a Facebook page, we have a LinkedIn page, and you can also follow me personally on LinkedIn as well.
Appreciate you being on the show. Wardriver security, the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptulsa.com. That's gnptulsa.com or call 918-301-6356.
Awesome, brother. Great job.